All right. Hey, guys. Look, kind of an exciting weekend. Number one, it's our first road trip uh, since the conference tournament in 2019. So that's a long time without sleeping in a hotel. And after, 25, 26 years of coaching, to be going to a place that I've never been before is pretty different too. So an exciting weekend. We're glad to be able to get out on the road and spend some time together, and excited to welcome Old Dominion to the league. They've done a really good job putting together their program in a short time, and we're looking forward to the challenge. So with that, questions?
Hey, Coach, this is Jared with the Daily News. You've been doing this for a while, so you've had a lot of road trips under your belt. With COVID and all the protocols and stuff in place this year, this one's probably a lot different. I guess how have you seen this kind of change and be different from years past now getting ready for this one?
Yeah, this one's taken a lot more thought on the front end. We're doing. We're doing everything from having a seating chart on our bus to try to keep people distant from each other when possible, and make sure that we limit any potential contact tracing were it to be something moving forward. And the same thing with our plane. We're trying to, as much as we can control where people are sitting, kind of spread people out, and and we'll take all our meals in the hotel. Like, there's just some things we're going to do. This world we live in is one that you do the very best you can to protect yourself and your team, and we'll do that, but it's taken a lot more work on the front end I just don't want there to be something that we look back on and wish we had, been a little more particular about. And so we're trying to really put a lot of thought in on the front end to make sure that we're doing this as safely as possible for our kids now, and certainly moving forward throughout their season.
Hi, Coach. It's Cassidy with the Herald. So, what is the overall team mentality going into these next couple matches of the so far undefeated season?
Yeah, well, we continue to just try to come get better every week. There's things there every week that we can find on film, and I keep saying over and over, I don't want to have to lose to be exposed. I want to expose our team every week when I watch film, and find the areas that we can improve on to try to stay ahead of that curve, and put ourselves in a position to win every night. I kind of feel like this is a 50-50 deal. I feel like my job as their coach is to do just that, look at it with a very critical eye, and try to find the things that we can get better at, even though they may not necessarily be getting exposed every week. And then I think our players, half of this is to, show up and be in a competitive mindset and be ready to play, and not, be lulled to sleep by past success. And, if they can do their part and I do my part, then I think it'll give us a chance to win most nights.
Coach Jared with the Daily News again. One of those things that you had talked about wanting to work on was serving. And, we talked about Ashley and Hallie last week. I think of the 75 points that went up on the board in your favor, nearly half of them, like 49.3% started when they were serving. How are you feeling about that after this week of practice and the whole team as a whole?
Yeah, we're starting in those rotations a lot to get those really good servers to the service line first and more often. And we'll continue to do that when we're, in a situation where we can. And then we're just trying to add to it every week. We're trying to, there was a time where it was just Hallie who was serving at an elite level, and now Ashley Hood has kind of joined her serving at an elite level. And, Paige Briggs is developing her jump serve to try to, be a point scoring, situation like it was when Sophia Sereno was back there jump serving for us. And, Nadia and Logan have both taken steps in the right direction. And, we just continue to try to add to that because, again, if we can get control of the point after that first touch, I think we're going to be successful most nights.
Hi, Coach. It's Cassidy again. So jumping off of Jared's question, serving has been an improvement like we've all seen. So what are some other things that you've seen the team improve on after the start of conference play?
Well, I think the thing that we're probably not talking, we're such a good offensive team. We have so many weapons offensively. If you're hitting if you're hitting above 250 as a team, you are extraordinary. You know, you're one of the best in college volleyball, and we've got 4 individual players hitting over 400 right now. You know, last year, what Lauren Matthews hit over 400, and that was an extraordinary accomplishment to have a player hit over 400. And because, you know, that volleyball hitting percentage is like a batting average in baseball. And if you're a 400, I mean, that's 400 hitter in baseball is unheard of. A 400 hitter in volleyball is unheard of. And we have 4 of them right now. And so we're pretty good offensively. But I think the thing that's getting lost in that is what we've been able to do from a defensive standpoint. You know, you can fall asleep. You can get put into a lull a little bit on the defensive side when you're that good offensively. But when you look at the updated stats right now, opponents are hitting an 068 against us, and that is exceptional. And if we can continue to be hungry to get it done on the defensive side, then I think it makes that margin stay really big for us. And that's one of the things that I think this team has done a really exceptional job of that might be getting lost a little bit right now is we're defending at a very, very high level.
Coach Jared with the Daily News again. I know you said it's exciting to face a new program, but you know, this Old Dominion team, you know, with that, you'd expect a lot of young players, and it looks like on their roster they've got a lot of freshmen, redshirt freshmen. But through their 5 matches, I guess, what have you seen from them, and what are you expecting this weekend?
Well, they're pretty organized to be such a young program. I think Fred's doing a really good job coaching them. He's an exceptional coach, and they're awfully organized to be so young. They have a good system, and when they're in their system, they look very, very good. And so I think they're way ahead of that curve of building a new program. You know, they dealt with some COVID issues, you know, for a week or so, and when they went to FIU, that was a very mixed result down there. You know, the first one they got whacked pretty good, but that was their first match coming back off COVID. And then they played them the next day and played much, much better. And so we understand that this is going to be a challenge. This is big for them to have a top 25 team in their brand new volleyball building and, you know, in their first year in the league. And we understand we're going to take some big punches down there, and we're going to have to be ready to do it.
I've got one more. You are currently at 649 career wins. You know, close to a milestone, have a chance to get it this weekend. What does that mean to you to try to get to 650?
You know, I don't know. I'm more concerned about 2-0 all time against Old Dominion. That sounds good to me. You know, I don't want to come home at 500 or below 500 all time against anybody in this league. So I'll probably be more focused on 2-0 this weekend than I will anything else. You know, it's just you can't write this story of the career that I've had, and you know, it's still every time something like that occurs, it's such a statement to so many kids that have come through here and so many people that have helped along the way. You know, it's kind of ironic that we're playing Old Dominion. You know, Wood Selig was my AD here for a lot of years and helped us build this program and helped invest in me and this program enough to where we could take more steps along the way. And, you know, but for me, it's really about, I want to come home undefeated against Old Dominion. Let's see if we can do that. And then we'll worry about that mark.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks, Coach. Have a safe trip.
Thanks, Coach.
Hallie, Shelton here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Hallie, this is Jared from the Daily News. You know, you guys getting ready for the first road trip of the season. You know, how exciting is that, and how different is it this year compared to years past for you guys?
Yeah, we are just absolutely so excited. It's kind of that feeling of getting out of the house for the first time in a long time. We love good old Bowling Green, but it's going to be nice, you know, get on a plane for the first time in a while and get to really experience that bonding time that we get on the road. And it's going to be a little bit different just because this year has been so crazy, just in terms of having the same roommate all year so that we can just contain the contact tracing if that ever occurs, and bus seating charts and just things of that nature is going to be different. But we should have the same mentality throughout. So we'll just do whatever the coaches and the protocol says, and we should be all good.
Hi, Hallie. This is Cassidy from the Herald. So, what is the overall mentality going into these away matches with a so far undefeated season?
Yeah, I think we just try our best to keep the same mentality, whether we're undefeated or whether we have a loss on that record or not. So we're just keeping a mentality of focusing on our side of the net, and whoever we play, we just got to be ready for that day and just to stay sharp on what we know how to do. So kind of the same mentality that we've had so far.
I know you said you're focused on your side of the net, but you guys get an Old Dominion team that nobody at Western Kentucky has ever played before. What do you know about them at this point?
Yeah, we're super excited to play them, just being a new program. We've never been to Norfolk, Virginia either, so it's going to be an awesome experience. But scouting report wise, we know that they're an aggressive serving team and they've got some physical players to be able to put up a big block like that. But like you said, as long as we focus on our side of the net, our chances usually end up pretty good on that day. So, but we'll keep those things in mind, scouting report wise. But yeah, we'll just focus on our side of the net for the most part.
Hi, Hallie. This is Cassidy again. So, we've all seen the improvement on serving since the beginning of the season. But what are some other things that you've seen the team improve on since the start of conference play?
Yeah, serving has definitely been a huge improvement for players individually. We've been working on it every single day in practice, so it's nice to see that improve. But in terms of other improvement, I would say defense. We're really holding teams down um, hitting wise. So just defensively, we've been playing really scrappy, and not only scrappy, but with control, which really puts our offense in a good position. So defense, I would say, has been a huge improvement this year.
I know Cassidy had just mentioned it, but the serving, you and Ashley have been extraordinary serving the ball this year, especially last series against FAU. You two specifically, what do you think it is that makes your serve so tough to handle?
I don't know. I think we just put the work in the gym, and I think what's different about our serve is that we just really like to move it around a lot, placement wise. Servers can be different. Servers can put a lot of pace behind the ball and just hit it really hard, or you can have a server that is really good at placement. And I think Ashley and I really like that placement side of the ball, so we can kind of drive the passers deep or short. So we kind of like the placement idea of serving, I guess.
Hey, Avri, this is Jared McDonald with the Daily News here in Bowling Green. You guys off to an undefeated start so far, but all your matches have been at home. How excited is it? How exciting is it to, hit the road to face a team that the program has never seen before, and what kind of challenges does that present?
I think we're all pretty excited to be on a road trip because those are the times where we're most together. We're together a lot on road trips, and it's a lot of fun being together like that. And the mentality going into this weekend is the same one that we have. Like Hallie said, focusing on our side of the net. We've never really seen Old Dominion play, so it's more important this time to focus on doing us and being us.
Hi, Avery. This is Cassie from the Herald. So, coach has said that you guys have been improving a lot on serving. But what are some other aspects of playing that you guys have seen improvement on since the beginning of conference play?
We've been working really hard on improving our blocking. We take a certain amount of time each practice to focus really hard and try to get better on blocking.
And kind of like I said, no, you guys haven't seen this Old Dominion team, but scouting them and on film, what do you notice about them that stands out?
For they're a really strong serving team, but that doesn't really apply to me. But they've been working really hard on passing different serves and sticking those serves to make sure that we can run an offense.
So, I know Hallie said that the team's mentality has kind of stayed the same no matter if there's a loss on the record or if it's strictly wins. But what is your personal mentality going into these upcoming matches?
For me, I'm trying to do my job every single play, every single time, just focus on doing the right thing every single time.